Up on Mountain News this morning, an Eastern Kentucky artist uses his talents to bring some joy back to his community as it tries to heal from July's flooding. And a special groundbreaking ceremony is held for the latest expansion of a major parkway here in the Commonwealth.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News this morning.
Good morning to you, 6:32, and it's Thursday, and I'm Dakota Makris. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Let's head over to Brandon for a look at our forecast this morning. Brandon, quickly, we've been talking about the fog, but you mentioned something, I believe, the 5 o'clock. You said the more fog we see now means more snow later. What is it?
Here's the thing. There's an old wives' tale that basically says the number of mornings in August that you see with fog, which has basically been all of them, is the number of days that you'll see in the wintertime of snow.
Oh my!
It's sometimes it pans out, sometimes it doesn't. That's why it's an old wives' tale. So again, we'll just have to see if it pans out this
there's
year.
one snow lover here in Hazard that would really love for it to pan out, and I know she's watching. That's why I brought it up.
And here's the thing: I know there's probably a lot of people out there that just the mention of the S word's probably got them cussing me this morning.
Probably.
So that's the way it is. But I'm ready for some cooler weather. Unfortunately, that is not going to be yet, except in the mornings. Pretty cool out there right now. Some fog is keeping us cool this morning across parts of the region. It's thick and dense though, so slow down, be careful. Zero visibility or close to it. A lot of areas, 5 miles or less is dense fog, and that's a lot of the area. Moorhead this morning along I-64. It's in the 60s up there to start us off for air temperatures. Dew points are low, visibility not too bad. And temperatures across the rest of the region, a few 50s out there, including Clintwood, Jonesville, Hazard, and Irvin. A lot of low to mid 60s out there as well. Ashland and Jackson, the warmest at 64 right now. 64, again, if it stays right there at Jackson, that was what we're forecasting this morning. We'll head up to about 87 by this afternoon with a mix of sun and clouds. It may be a stray chance for a passing shower in the heat of the day. Dakota?
All right, Brennan, thank you. Flood victims in Knott and Letcher counties are calling Carr Creek State Park home. Among those families are kids who are having trouble adjusting to the life after the floods. Will Puckett shows us how one mom is hoping to help kids be kids again.
We're all dealt with a really difficult situation here, and we're all just trying to be there for one another and take care of each other.
Kayla Morton and her 2 kids are one of nearly 30 families calling Carr Creek State Park home.
And it's been a great loss, to one day have a home and be comfortable living in your home, and then the next, you don't know where you're going to stay, what you're going to do, where you're going to be.
Outside of Morton's camper are kids' toys, items, and even more. Donations aplenty for those who have little to call their own.
We have plenty of hygiene products, plenty of food. We have been blessed abundantly with donations over the last couple of days of those items.
But as the days grow long and these families look at weeks, if not months, of calling this plot of land their own, Morton is worried these kids aren't getting to be just that, kids.
They're having their normalcy stripped from them, and they're depressed, they're sad. They don't know how to cope with this. They don't know what to do. They just know that they're sad.
Now she's asking for things to help bring the childlike fun back to the dozens living in Carr Creek.
We've been trying to plan movie nights and cookouts, and right now we're trying to get some people together to get them crafts and different activities to do, outdoor games and things to keep these kids occupied.
Knowing that this is a tall ask, but one that means more to these displaced children than their parents. In Carr Creek, Will Puckett, WYMT Mountain News.
Morton says gift cards would help every family in Carr Creek get their sense of dignity back and take the guesswork out of donating. Well, Letcher County teacher Tyler Watts has already used a lot of notepads this week, but none of them have actually been for his students. The Post-it Picasso is working on a community project, sharing his Post-it note murals with his Whitesburg community. Well, he says the murals are his way of adding a little color to the downtown streets after the floods took so much, saying it is only a drop in the bucket to help the place he calls home.
Anything that you can do to chip in to help these people out, to provide support, whether it's just like a small drop in the bucket or something big, don't sleep on us. We still need a lot of help.
Well, he says the hours of work changing windows to art is well worth it if it brings one smile out of a neighbor in need. Well, some very impressive art has been added to the streets of Pikeville in recent weeks. Several local artists have designed new downtown bears for the city of Pikeville, and 2 have since been placed on 2nd Street in the Creative Arts District. One local artist who recently saw his design come to life says his design includes many facets of life in Appalachia, and the work that went into the piece was worth it.
I have family, I have reunions, faith, I have outdoor wildlife fishing activities, recreation, and then history also. There's portions of our history on there with the still, moonshining. So I'm so happy that it's out there though. It took me a long time.
Officials have also placed banners made by local K through 12th grade students. You are seeing a few of those here. City Manager Philip Ellswick says these projects encourage artists of all ages and supports their dream of becoming full-time artisans. Well, the work continues to get a late and great Kentucky boxing legend a stamp of his own. Yesterday, Louisville Mayor Greg Fisher signed a resolution in support of issuing a U.S. postage stamp in honor of Muhammad Ali. The proper documents have been filed with the U.S. Postal Service, but work is still needed to make that happen.
I want to thank the Metro Council again for unanimously passing this resolution. Today is another step in our campaign to get the champ a stamp to honor the late Muhammad Ali.
The Ali Center also encourages people to engage on social media with the hashtag #GetTheChampAStamp to spread awareness. Wednesday was the groundbreaking of a Wolfe County segment of the Mountain Parkway expansion. This segment covers 11 miles of widening and roadway improvements that will be completed in 2027. The project will be doubling the travel lanes and is planned to modernize 2 interchanges on exit 46 and exit 53. Governor Andy Beshear spoke in Wolfe County about the project.
Having a 4-lane mountain parkway all the way is going to bring in so much industry. It's going to allow this region to compete. And when these companies see the workforce that is already here, added with that infrastructure, I believe the sky is the limit.
Completion of the Wolfe County segment will create 78 miles of a 4-lane mountain parkway from Winchester through Salyersville. It will eventually go to Prestonsburg.
6:39 here on this Thursday morning. We are looking at some dense fog, as we've been saying off and on. I know it's like a broken record on repeat, but again, that's what we've been seeing. So we're going to continue to watch that this morning. Less than 5 miles is very dense fog, and I witnessed that personally a little earlier, and it's only gotten worse in the last few minutes, last couple hours actually. So we're going to continue to watch that. 50s across parts of the region. 59 Irvin, Hazard, Jonesville, 57 in Clintwood this morning. Everybody else is in the 60s, with Jackson and Ashland tied for our warm spot at 64. The next 6 hours, well, we're heading into the mid to upper 80s this afternoon by 1 o'clock, and we're going to continue to watch that trend into the upper 80s by 4. And then on the Emoji Cast, the official forecast high is 87. Some summer heat back on the way today. Spotty storms as we head into your Friday. Could be very spotty based on the latest model data. Keep you posted on that. And then for Saturday, back to the heat as we see a mix of sun and clouds. Dakota?
All right, Brendan, thank you so much. The time is 6:40. Still to come here on Mountain News this morning. The First Lady of the United States isn't quite through with her bout of COVID just yet, as the virus makes a rebound.